na why politician ti ndc ni bi yare obe una ya friend no obetima abo am na omo friend no because he's the leader for the youth misu ye friend me na omo obi otimi yisika ebo party a o say ye sebi ye commend no na lejokuku ye danase MPP nyina ye danase enti na bi ni nkrofo enura ye mama yeko na enura Dr. Baumia and I the main speaker. Now we na my brother Sami Jemfi says one call speech in this crowd first no see he wants to tackle the integrity of the man.
He used credibility
of the man. Now a chance of his own show say credibility. That's only credibility. He was trying to give you reasons to know say papa no credibility already only be. But Obi, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, was more or less the chief advocate of the New Patriotic Party. He was the chairperson of our manifesto committee. He's the lead advocate. Upo Obi Bakun, a friend, say, "Be yin semmano efa MPP abanwe ya." Sa unsanka na nankasa. Dr. Baumia na odebe kasa. Until the promises of the MPP. Chiefly are promises of Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and his running mate and now Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. When Nana Akufo-Addo said, "We MPP, yeba bemwa, yebe magana kwarabi awadu SHS, yebe tuafi saman free." Obi, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, omutina si yenhye no, yeba power yambe kase, Dr. Baumia mbe kase, yesremo na ye nise na coffers ni tie, enti ya twasan, they never said so. It was implemented. That is the definition of credibility. When you say, when I get the opportunity, I will do this. And when you come, you do exactly that. Dr. Baumia was the one who led the manifesto that said, we will abolish some 17 taxes. Mahmoud Baumia. First budget statement in parliament. Now, I remember seeing the face, Nyankupadum, Lejokuku Fuadaruma, and I was in parliament. NPP MPs, any NDC, Usha NDC for MPs, they were shocked. They couldn't believe what they were hearing, that a government in their first fiscal year can let go of over 17 taxes. But that was done to show Ghanaians that enyo biana sebi okasa keke. But they won't crofo muka omodi ye juma. Obi. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and a leading manifesto ye chiro can say Dr. John Dramani Mahama at 3 allowances are signed. Allowances are from Rollins time, ukoye nursing, now you're a student, and now you're a teacher. You're the man, John Mahama said, "Ebia or minus kasedu yentimin tia, ya tia sign." And anado, any Baumia can say, when we come, you better sure say, you better restore that particular allowance. Obi credibility, yes, Obi, you're credible. I just say, or can't say ma, sheni or ye juma. Mahmoud Baumia yeba no, already economic management team. Together with Kim, we've restored the allowances. Timi Sremo. You see, Baumyansi, toilet, Obia Sebi, Obia Benya toilet in Yama. Mikase, multimedia, me, Sebi, Yedi Hamamia, Waka Bia, Obenya, Duaniedi. Now, Uba, name Crawford did it. Now, so there are 3 workers, Omuni, Duan, and Chesem, your truthful. You measure a man by the extent of their efforts. Sebi, Sana Ekandia. Say James, obey president, okay, so politicians tell you that we'll go on this path. The question you ask yourself is that how well have you traveled down that path? If your friend, me auntie, enemy mommy, Cecilia Dapa, honorable minister, obey number of projects, toilet projects, facilities, intimate sremo, said Dr. Baumia Kase, ye say ya. The obey say, do ahina. Largely, we've tried to eradicate open defecation. No, because say, oh, Mashani Pabaku, Lejokuku, and Amishano Axim, no abonti, and teachers about me intro. Sana Bekandia, one shot, Kasa Yebeka Alpha, Sebi, in Penifo Patimu, and no more Bebo Chinano, Ebedu, Sebi, O Yesu Christo. Ah, no, soon I'll be found, Sana Wako, a Jano. Or no crowd, Kaya say, or more mobile, the poor, they shall continue to live with us. Now, so we hear politicians, including myself, saying that we'll advance the lot and reduce poverty. I can point to people in Kofa, Mabuama, Mu life, as a anti Mesremo, unsa santa umpo obi asem anase bi why word obi so a wan hwe ana wako kasa yenka say obeka say politician talk trouble because wan so obi say be a problem any dey say any kroma sebi and was say obi a embe ye openyi wo kroma nti mesrɛ mo you see Dr. Baumia say obi a benya back account na obi anya back account when you check the figures and no speech no my no obi unsa your traditional thinking and your modern thinking odi me mami me so rest be oni ho ba anka me friend oba na me see me agete o account na obeka say o me account na o ADB e wona na odi loan di to am school fees enti me say agri development bank oni me say me catch mami say ene me account obeka say bank be me say ene bank on jintu won ti ase the point I'm making is say ene enye ADB ene GCB pen account obi kita no mobile phone no money account that is an account. You know why? Because obeti show ni balance ni expenditure and ni inflows. MTN, Vodafone, uko ebeti printing statement, mobile money, scar communaba, that is your account.
Ekosiisen On Asempa.
The even more interesting. Dr. Baumia mentioned say these are accounts of Ghanaians and he say now almost 98%. Bibia mo no 100% because obanyan papa kubia meaning ebia or your transactions is not captured on the dashboard. But now almost obia our mobile money wallet no nisika movement is captured on the dashboard. That's what I say about to be say sika we na work Ghana system no about this area. First you know some crofo no nyina or you so cash obi nisika on pocket. Enti who share Ghana economy ubeka say GDP market bia say obi most of them they were not captured in the formal sector. Yet me can say sika mobile money na 70 billion. Most of them ebi or no outside. So the point I'm here is say and some mobile money interoperability. Mobile money yet me connect to bank. Ni nyina our dashboards no obi. Not Ghanaians our traditional accounts my way mu less than 25%. And out of 30 million Ghanaians no obi out of 30 million less than 6 million and our accounts our chrome ha. Now Omaya for 6 million pen on musika. You don't even have an idea of what is happening in your country. But Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will lead the economic management team. 90% of all Ghanaians
on Asempa
omu account omu yusu and not sebi me mami away free mu account on him traditional account. But me ka ebi a osika wo aye hu say aba and na ekono obi. It's 90% of Ghanaians from less than 30% in 4 years to 90%. And do 100%. But look at the movement. Just as he said about taxable adults in Ghana. And so now, Ghana card, no more tax identification number. Ghana, who share the tax adult population? Now you're 4%. Single 4. Odi omo chalo to kasa. Single move and agro because a drop here, you differentiate it from 40. Single 4. From single 4 to over 80-something%. Obi. It is only technology that will allow you. Why? Because you are linked the Ghana card number, which everybody is supposed to get, to their tax identification. So your Ghana card is your tax identification. Say, in this first now we call GRE. Say, my bar say, moon travel to. Unim say, when we used to allow people to go for tax identification number, I say, who catch you say, me ba ma wa Miami kong. Because taxes generally across the world, citizens who tax it say, adi audi prano. And to who your mind wa catch you say, one kasabra. Na me ma onama me be gine ma o ha enye won wan say na 4% pen e enti Dr. Baumia say obi e wo Ghana ban be sure say o menya account e wo Ghana ha watinya movie omomu account from less than 25% to about 90%. Obi na enye say a movie keke say kra sika e movie ni yetimi eden yetimi hu enti mesere mo obi mpe obi a wan hwa na Wakaksem I had said you'll be on credibility. If you are talking about one of the most credible and forthright individuals in this country, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, untimi empano. Now, media meka waha, mean she obia, what being to say Bawumia, or yes, so humble. Obi, Dr. Bawumia, come on. If you like, open your phone lines. Obia oka Bawumia sem sebi, yes, empano, on him from a distance. And I be a sebi or the brofo friend intrinsic bias. Yes, you be intrinsic bias. Ebi or one automatically we will be a only nafa. But anybody who meets the man, your perception will change. And yes, I can usiana. And see Obi, Obu muti me shano dano. Obi phone lines they will bear witness. Obi, honesty. You see, Dr. Bamiansi, we trying to say we are building Cape Coast Stadium. It's in our manifesto. Harbor, sorry. It's in our manifesto. And my president cry. I can say, oh, sorry, now I won't say, yes, we captured it. And I was forthright and honest to say, how can you build both a landing beach and a harbor in the same town? I was in Cape Coast. Osei Castle, yeah, landing beach, amaya, the blocks are towards stones, heavy stones. So obviously, I said here that something might have gone amiss to do both at the same area. But the bottom line is that when Baumia can say we are building how do you call it?
A harbor.
A harbor. No. Obi, I don't know whether you've heard Obia Kasa Dinida say there are statements Obika is in the present tense, but really in start here. Once a part of Nipano commitment, or to make sure say no, it happens. Obi, look, but say a brofo a context. Metimaka say, yeah, a Christopher. Number one, you preaching holiness. Number two, you believe in success. And number three, you call heavy. You only cry for a bedroom. But because you call it's part of Niama Sebi, it's part of your commitments. Captured and
so we will future.
Yeah, exactly. But the point is that also because we are on our way to heaven. It doesn't mean say Sebi Nipa who alcohol. But although it's a present tense, it will tell you say it's a commitment. A idea or your way to ma. So Mutimika say, oh, or you liar, only because Cape Coast you breaking sword and start here. But Wakase here, it's in our manifesto. It's something that we have committed to. Now, Sebi, yeah, can't idea what tro aunye. And then Nema ye intra. Oh, Professor Mills, may you so rest in peace. Prof, mean GD say a dream bono be can't say. Obey any national health insurance, one-time premium. And yeah, mean GD say now, or you'll be a wash sheno po. Our name's on to me, no be can't obey. Tamo cancer no na papa a branch owa wondi my friend is saying young man. There's a term they use
a branch here.
No, a branch gentleman. Yeah, what term they use baby obi owa wondi na baby no edi Professor Milsechi. Yeah. Oh na Sami say makasa 17 minutes. Sami nya about 10 na okasa che. Obi na a branch here na also Professor Mills mo. Your friend is saying John Dramani Mahama. No ya brantia also papa no mu and omo ye promise say omo ba power health insurance ebe only one time yen to abiom the ya no cry say they've not even come to explain to us how difficult it was for which reason why did up to an GM Afasu cry vice acting president Ako still he will not even talk about it Obi but Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 Obi Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 I want this to guide me all the time this year. Osei, let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification, that it may impart grace to the hearer. No. Anytime I come to studio, I open this and let it lie in front of me. And there is no way, no matter how much I disagree with figures or statements, me can say, oh, you're a licensed liar. How not? Because they are heavy words. And for grace and mother hearer. And I idea. Who say Asema Oka Oshobia. Now I want to meet my mama and be able to have a chat with him, despite my disagreement. So when he says something I don't believe is true, I'll not call him a licensed liar. Obi, they are strong words. Now, Obi, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, he did what Oyenyama said for. Or chair a be free MPP bar power. And or chair the 2 year COVID a buy
Asempa FM.
Life before Ekufado became president. Life before COVID. That's pre-COVID. What COVID has done and life after COVID. Now, Obi, Sami Jemfi Yemi brother. Yet your mind way I'm
Ekosiisen On Asempa
and Sana Ekufado be president 2017. Obi, not Kromha, the rate at which prices cost through my way mono. Now about 15.4%. Ghana ha Kromha na sika editia omo running electricity independent power producers so omo musika am to be keeping your lights on. Now it was a challenge for JM and Sami Jemfi them. So power was not stable. Obi tell me now Sami dey ni bi hwe me. O tell me na me twantro a frɛ obi na ka so ko boy o twantro somewhere between 2013 and about 2015 even into some parts of 2016. Now light kania and engineer ho. Now enye say engineers and now machines in here. Now we couldn't fuel the power plant. That is a fact. They call it liquidity problems. Who needs sky the Oma gas? Not JM president. That was the life and Ghana for not Ghana for not condition yet remember teacher employment letter for 2 years. Time do never trying 3 months. You catch and say, oh, 3 months now, resigning. Oh, teachers, they'll tell you those who were employed that time. That was the life in which we were. Obi, things were difficult. And now, Nanabe president. Nanabe president, Kroma yen in this year. Allowances are now nurses. Nana restore. Nana Kufuado. Yes, in Kroma a hero because Oko Norfa. Now, for Muko school free. Second cycle. And no count and Kroma in Krofon fund in diagram sin form. But Nana Adodankwe Kufuado. 1 year only north. Or ye north, south, east, west. Every part of this country. Or 12 is man Kwaranyina Ghana. Ebimu can say untimi ye oya o man bebo and nekra ye kasai with COVID still ye tuaman kwara. Enti Ghana for munim the kind of leader Nanani Baumia omuye. You know them. Omuye nkrofo omuye quick so omuye introduce taxes. I don't know what about tax amba from year 1 to year 3. I don't know 2017 to 2019 omuye introduce tax. You see assembly na ko be assembly puno. Na misremo Ghana for amutie misremo. COVID by yen na agi to say e bia sika bia wo say yen hwehwe yen di yen ko hwehwe yen ko bobutua na yen kwan yen bo ho ban no yen na agi to say yen we agreed and all the economists in catch you. That's an economist who is not looking for political power. He's an economist who is telling you the figures. And your catch say both theory and empirical say asem to bobutua na bo ho ban first. Because when you are able to protect your life, later you can pay for your debts. And Ekofado had a choice in Baumia to choose between a fiscal balance and kama obi. Fiscal say they had a choice to do that and lose lives, or to protect lives and throw the fiscal out of gear. Now, you know something? Parliament, you pass the FN Fiscal Responsibility. TMU, Fiscal Responsibility Act. Unim de am running tray. E see, man can say Ghana ha. Ya share ho. Say yen disika yen more than 4.5% of our GDP. Tie de mikano. From 2018 or so, when that law was passed, up to March 2020 COVID by no. Obi. Law ni say finance minister be disika more than 5%. Law ni say yen fa no court. Or punishment, or in fact, it can be grounds for its removal. Tiedemikano, Haruna Idrisu, wa bempa or a lawyer. Haruna and static case were caught, say came at the more than 4.5% of our fiscal. You know what it tells you? It means that Haruna Idrisu, Muntaka, all the MPs in parliament agree, say Ghana before COVID came, our fiscal deficit was less than 5%. Oh, me come rao, and yet, Sebi. Propaganda. Now, it's law in this country. Say Ghana across 5% of fiscal deficit. That finance minister must be hauled before the courts. Must even be sanctioned by parliament. How not reduce one court? Do you know why? Because they admit, say, as a country, finance adhere to me say before they pass the law, say, Sika yedi CSC financial sector. I have born in Sika hu buy no. It will be below the line. Below the line, say, yen capture no say Sika ya eden. Yen na yedi. Obi tell me kano.
Me too.
Your friend is independent power producers. Sa Sika na yebe 2 year millions of dollars, 500 million plus, and your friend capacity charges. Say, Obi Asempa yedi, but sometimes was say unka. Na yanya abaya wako sign agreement. Sebi sepo here 1,000 megawatt. What means agreement work it about let's say 3,000 megawatts of power or extra. Na me pamucho mu tiemia. You see take up here. E chese aban ye sha aban say ube tuaske bia even when you are not getting or taking electricity. Obi enye easy o. O ya ban power time aye buy no. Na sika wo paper so say ntua about $500 million. And your electricity on Sabe can automa multimedia. And now Obi Obenya Sika Kotua. Who say Omomuye power mayano. I ne dum so ni ono. Or the power no mawa e so nkotua no. Yes. But Okobo emitua electricity because isi judge Sika ono. Sa power na eji etimi kotua. But ye ka extra your friend say capacity charges.
Excess capacity charge.
Excess. Sika ye ji wo me ho. Me ankasa ye ji wo me ho no. Enye ade amaji ami ton. Obi is serious. And this was in billions. About $500 million on the books when this government took power. And Abainu can say that will be below the line. Obi, do you know why they put it below the line? Who your mind now will be able to invest, and not show fiscal deficit. Now from the word go, ABN 10 and now 12. And she say, unye discipline, udisika unye den, uni. And because there were legacy issues, and nothing na NDC for no, ye the law about parliament. Omanti me catch her say, and ye idea be jatum. Because we had to take it out of the fiscal obi and put it below the line so that a new reflect say a new character. That was a legacy issue. And Sami Jefi can say, my friend say, Dr. Baumia tro. Now time I can say 4.5, na 7%. And I'm Seno, and Muntaka. How ne do a champon. Me bo mo me ka mo din readily. Omo mo okujeto omo mo so ma bi omo ni kata chese na omo nyina omo da parliament. It means the finance minister and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, they were working lies or working on truths, but they even are worse off because they are supposed to be our gatekeepers in parliament. The opposition looked on when deficit had crossed 5%. But guess what? Yeah, Mrano, because omo ye economics and him say Asempa me ba Emma, you can't keep on holding on to fiscal response. Just me kase o me de me di me huni. Sika me ni no me di obi. Ye di to law no mu Fiscal Responsibility Act say disaster, natural disaster to Ghana maya. Sa law no ye be to atun chain apian law da koto ebi kra. Ama ye di sika ye ni na ye de abo Ghana for hu ban. The law allowed it. And obi, guess what? Finance Minister e call parliament. E wo catch parliament for. Mrana mo amu ye no. Mana kase asem tuya yentungu enti ma base me catch say yetuagu na okọ parliament so betuagu unim your upper chair. It's an indirect way of saying that we are about to push the economic indicators out of gear. Just be yari ama wewu, choosing lives and livelihoods. That's what the president said of the economy. So that when we survive, we can now go and bring the economy back to life. Now Obi, Dr. Bawumia ochire niama COVID say na ya bobu say niama no ochire the path to recovery. Now quickly no samisi Bawumia chire say na enya COVID na ma exchange rate no sebi Ghana Sikano na one di conform. To start with no Dr. Bawumia a very intelligent analysis. Achire say sebi ohwe say na ye kita Ghana Sikana from 93 I started for Republic to now. Every period you look at Nipa Obama so be so scan margin for apart from Dr. Bawumia time, Obiam Bomodin, the figures were showed. He has it. If they let you challenge with figures, Obi. Time John Dramani Mahama, ni Professor Mills, presidents no. See the now on the I confirm giddy. Now from 93 up to now, Abambian by Ghana City no one confirm because of the structure of the economy. Because never be very soon.
The table that shows average annual rate of depreciation.
Yes.
And now okay.
But
Sami rather alluded to the year-on-year depreciation.
But my point is that this first quarter,
yes,
I confirm form drastically. But of course, nobody judges the performance of a government by looking at only a quarter. Normally, look at a year.
Of course.
But you see, Dr. Bawumia looking at periods.
Yes, in the 93 to 96. 27.95% depreciation.
Yes.
97 to 2000, 25.19.
Yes.
2001 to 2004, 11.04.
Yes.
2005 to 2008, 6.77. 2009 to 2012, 10.09. 2013 to 2016, 18.0. And 2017 to 2021. Yeah, that's 66. Okay. Relative CD depreciation. Okay, we average annual rate of depreciation of the CD against the US dollar. Yeah, or wrap up. I think about 3 minutes to wrap up.
Enti Usha President John Dramani Mahama, no a Ghana man penny from 2013, 2016. Before 2013, no a man penny. Obi, look at the rate of depreciation of the CD for that period, average rate. almost 3 times the period of this. Enti Sebi, me nche ho because Ghana ni asika echo from eneno. On person obeti JM bebre. Because Sebi we see yemfa ye hu. Obi ka say yemfa ye hu ntu omo omo modin. Sebi enyo omo hand I want to from. But Obi, this is the point I want to make. And I want to make this clear point. Sami made the effort to show say enye COVID and I must see the new form. But Dr. Baumia can a number of factors. Number 1, Osei, your projected revenue now 40% more than last year. Osei, no there were people who were skeptical, say we can meet it. And no can introduce some risk in your system. Confidence. Number 2, now were doubtful about the nature of parliament, whether it will be smooth. And the behavior of parliament is confirmed here. Say one shall my way, they will not get the revenues they want. If your revenues don't come, it means that your fiscal situation, sika obedi a only been bebre. Now, when your fiscal goes out of gear, Obi, you might have a problem financing your debts. There's a relationship. Now, Obi, factors are affecting price movements. There are a number of them. Exchange rate depreciation account. Obi, supply and demand account. And how do you call it? Your fiscal deficit. Affecting price movements. Now, Obi, about the same thing I see. We are not accessing the sovereign bonds market this year because OBTO, your debt accumulation through this COVID period, across so significant, across super. Send Papa no catch you. Papa na G to say all the across no. The science support is say I want you back. You can build your debts, Obi. Now, if COVID and back, and we have not built our debt from the 68% to GDP to about 80% to Obi, we could have gone to the sovereign bonds market. Tinemi Dentin ama when watch you or debt percentage higher who avoided the sovereign bond market to add more debt. It's because COVID had already jumped you up significantly. Until Obika said COVID had no roller. Why are you not doing that? On person the fact. It is COVID that has made our debt situation move up quickly to the 80% or so. Although we mentioned other factors like the financial sector and IPPOB.
Yeah.
Until COVID count and ama sika ya dey any be now because we want to slow down the accumulation of the debt, we have avoided what the sovereign bond market. And see what Dr. Bajuan said. There are people who are having their investments in Ghana. Normally, if we go to the foreign market, on him say dollar, anytime they want it, they can access it. But immediately we announced that as a way of slowing down debt accumulation, because COVID had made us pile more, they had fear, say, one shot, there will be inadequacy of forex. So what did they start to do? They started demanding it quickly. That put pressure on the city. So to delink the debts created by COVID, which has made us stay away from the sovereign bond market, say you are not doing the connections well. Either say you are not getting it or wash it down. So let me make the point clear, Obi. Okay. Say, COVID, of course, Obi, our fiscal debt, fiscal deficit. Makawa has said, Obi, ya mrawa Ghana parliament, HSA, your fiscal deficit stays under 5%.
Yes.
COVID must say, a jumping more than 5, echo double digits, and yes, sir. Fiscal deficit in the count. Anything na omo asebi omo share international market no investors no omo ya G3. Say 20% cuts are can I announce here no is to limit our expenditure so our deficits will be within control. If COVID is what threw your deficits out of gear, which is affecting speculation and investor confidence, which is putting pressure on your currency, how can you say that there is no link? Obi, in conclusion, Obi, Yama assurance about the future. Once economic activity has started picking up, now we had over 600,000 people visiting through Kotoka. 2019 to airports. Now they are coming back. Once activity comes back, things will start getting better. Because the e-levy has been passed, people have confidence that we can improve our revenues and we can pay. Baumia's performance tells the whole Ghana that we still have hope as a country and we should never give up.
Very well. Dr. Bernardo Koboy in Amoten and Kano. Sami Bebem, but I have to make this announcement. Ministry of Education through the Commission for Technical and Vocational Education and no any court vet. They will be organizing the official launch of the Commission for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, COTVET, and the inauguration of the Ghana-China project on the rehabilitation and upgrade of Technical Universities and Technical Institute. Date near 12th April 2022. Very, very important event. 12th April 2022. Basu Kumasi Technical University. One campus Adako Jachi. 10 a.m. Pepepe. Special guest His Excellency the President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Host Honorable Dr. Yao Osei Educhum, only a Minister for Education. Honorable Gifty Chumampofu, Deputy Minister for Education in charge of TVET. Dr. Freche Asamoah, Director General of CODVET.
Ekosiise
Nana
On
Rekon
Asempa
Ampem
FM.
Opoku, Board Chairman of CODVET. CODVET is mandated to regulate, promote, and administer technical and vocational education and training for transformation and innovation for sustainable development. It is opposite Timun Semia, Frenombe Imamisisia 0312 291 965 0312 291 965. Now, in Penifun Timinin Command, this is a program you have to be part of. Say, oh, Adaji Abe Patroshan and so, MIA. Same.
Obi me das me okuboy wakasa me hu na chepa so no so oko leave ti said the doctor ba me oko leave kakra nti ye da nyame asese wa be kai ho but they kai on the issue of credibility ba wo me so potoka sam ye free bibi emotional blackmail oh ye woni pa bi no mo ha omo ye experts nyame de bo mo say ye nhye da miemie ye ni nsu so that somebody will look bad no omo ye experts and no be na Dr. Kuboy aye no
And the Bible quotation in India.
Yeswa no na wutimi ye bone so na ye twi wanim e woni pam ye twi wanim a akani bia wutimi bia etiase because ye twi obi animu a enye de but de e ka kire wo no ye pe wuye nti ne ye de ye ka kire ye ka kire no ye no kure but enam say ya twi wanim ya kan woni pa nim ti no bo say na wa fere nti fere no hunu timi miamu ye wani su se obi aye obone na ye akorokro wa ne anu aduane ne de amaw ye nim se ye nye obone bia ne akorokro eno bi na Dr. Kuboy no. If you don't want us to call our vice president a liar, just tell him that boss position now wono eso ugina ho magana fu nyina nti ansa na wo beba be gina Ghana fu ni maka bibi no career seven na hu se adanse bi yeden eta akiri na ye kra communicators ne ye ba ne ye be defend a ye dwuma anyeden but okogina simpie so se ye gusu a ye si habo ama keep kusfo na baby ani keep kus a ya to blog a ye si habo a we mi no say brofu bi wa yitimi kanisa okoboy brofu bi ani ho a yitimi kanisa. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast. A present continuous, any future terms. So what can say ye be see? And I want you who be a failed promise. Politician be any way to be in the bush in Nazo. Many as out and yes, our contest in Yakabe. Okay, say ye gusua yesi. We are building. Omanpenyi the obepa watch. Omanpenyi ko obepa watch. Omanpenyi ko ye interview with P7. And ye bisa na sa asem no. No say ono de onka ne bia bia say omubesi habo Cape Coast. What is in their manifesto they say omubesi. But Dr. Bawumia de wanka so omubesi habo so omusi. E to omubesi no kra de betumi aka say oh it was a false promise. Na no omo kan say omo de pitumi. But while sis would be say yesi no. Onya no kwafo. Eno ye kan ye ni watem. Na okoboy so ntias ye say tro konkro na ye kan say de onyame asem. You don't use the Bible for partisan political communication to suit one kasa we interest. Tetena Martin Luther mo time nanka we blasphemy kese pa. What is corruptible about the word liar? The Bible yes one man for liars. Who say we see describe Sadducees no? Any Pharisee for no? What he says, so what are you talking about? Google the meaning of liar. A person who tell lies. As I'm talking about excess capacity charges. Me mama on
Asempa FM.
Me na swonti a me se o mampanyi abedi a kire no na asem wodi tu dwa no enya no kre no kan eyunkontumpo. O se enyina mahode a power producers e produce a Ghana enyusu nso yetua hoka aban na bo ho ka 17 billion obi enya on ne kaza Okoboy ka say ya o se o mampanyi Bawumia oye one of the people more credibility pa otimi ma ye one evidence in po e kire se sa figure na o mampanyi ebe de eche Bawumia de tu dwa no 17 billion no e wo nyina so bi obi otim wa ma ye any documentary proof.
Okoboy and yes. Dr. Bawumia.
Okoboy, yes. Because Dr. Bawumia, there's someone you prove here. But Okoboy is a communicator or Wahama a buying party. Our new defender say, hey, Bawumia, yes, I mean, if say, on canu crep, wow, Bawumia canu crepa. Nim de 4 bread once. Or yen muye, and yen so and wakasa. And Okoboy Becca, me free so be my yen so for the 17 billion. Because wow, finance minister 2021 yao July. Akomrashe baby say Sikano $937 million, which is just about 5 billion cedis. And here we are about 17 billion away. I've heard you say, Bawumia can say
excess capacity charges, the total.
If you want to say, Mampenya Bediache Bawumia say, Ghana ni bia bank account na ampa say more bank account no do 90%. Okoboy, are you saying say na Ghana? Your population of almost 30 million, 90% of that population are bank accounts.
So, what he meant by bank account.
Which is what?
Momo.
Now, Momo, your bank account. Momo, your bank account. You see, this is what you do. That you see, it is not everything you defend.
Traditional.
The man did not say, every Ghanaian will have a mobile money account. At the time he was making that statement, there was mobile money already.
Yes,
so if he was talking about an increase in mobile money subscribers, he would have said so. He spoke about bank accounts. Obi, you are a doctor for God's sake.
Mobile money account is it not a kind of bank account?
It is not a bank. It is not a kind. It is not a bank account.
Transactions are in
is it a bank account, Obi? Momo.
What is a bank?
Momo account a bank account. It is a mobile money account on your phone. It is not the same as a bank account.
Okay, maybe we have to conceptualize bank well. Into banking here, then you save money, you can withdraw money, and you do all of that on your mobile money account. It becomes
we have
account of a sort.
It's Ghana, yeah, bank account holders are they the same as Momo account holders? Just answer me. You see, let's not try to use sophistry to deceive the people. The Bawumia can once he said bank accounts. You see, if he had explained and qualified this, say, maybe I say digital accounts and now mobile money. You said bank account and there was no such qualification or explanation. It is a post-factor rationalization to defend the indefensible. Men yes sir. Oh you mean your penny? Men yes sir. Ebiem Osei Bawumia kraka aban we baye o matwa taxes mako 17 mu anameboa. Okoboy. No doctor incoming lawyer Okoboy. 17 taxes in the Bobo Sonny. Mama time.
2017 budget, there
be also on much 17 taxes. Obi, unim aboboma. But away. You see, I was a mon cano cre. Ye cassa tremo, and ye cassa, and ye did yatemo. Mon cano cre, that is who you are. Woody Trododo. Obi, what they have done is say one tax, ye friend of VAT. Eda nyama be eduso. Tell me yo. And on my VAT no every nyama eduso. So if you remove one tax handle on 10 services, you have not scrapped 10 taxes. The tax you have scrapped is VAT. And by Bawumia speech, you know how I listed Obi taxes are all claim say almost scrapping. Number 1. Abolish 5% VAT NHI on real estate, VAT. Number 2, abolish 17.5% VAT NHI on select VAT. Obi, are you listening? Number 3, abolish the 17.5% VAT NHI on financial services, VAT. Come down to number 14, replace the 17.5% VAT NHIL rate with a flat rate of 3% for traders, VAT. Most of the things here, and some of the things he has even written here, will not even reduce special petroleum tax from, okay, that one is a different one. Then you have some of the things, most of the things here, VAT. But
they'll all be tax line items.
No, the tax handle is value added tax.
Yes,
so for example, your tax, your VAT, ewo milk so, and your VAT, ewo nidu so.
Yes.
And your VAT, ewo milu so.
Yes.
And we VAT in your what scrap 3 taxes. You have only scrapped one tax handle on different goods and services. That is more accurate to put it. Don't say you scrap taxes mako 17. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
I get your drift.
Then some of the taxes no almost your maba betisono. And you see, you can change the form of a tax, the nature of a tax, but don't stress what the tax is. Special petroleum tax. Owuraba Wumia say. Abayno number 30 reduce special petroleum tax from 17.5% to 13% and introduce specific rates. We what you say? Special petroleum tax at President Muhammad about 2015. Now your friend add valerium tax. The chain say a percentage of something. And so as that thing changes, sika will be changing. Now, as at the time, I buy way as a son to a direct tax, straight tax in the channel, no direct tax.
Yeah.
Let's say a fixed
tax.
So that time, no, not 17.5% special petroleum tax, no. In nominal terms, then you 41 pesos per liter of diesel and petrol. 41 pesos. And I was say why you no fixed specific tax of 46 pesos per liter of diesel and petrol. Is 46 pesos a reduction of 41 pesos? It's a reduction. So you have changed the nature of the special petroleum tax. Now we changing it, no, I'm tax no akosoro as compared to at the time one I was a son, no, because at the time one we the straight tax no, not 17.5% in monetary terms was 41 pesos per liter, but now it is 46 pesos, and you are lying. Ewo Pentecost for obi mu asori a obi elder. You are lying there. Say what is so? Make kan na uko to Bible quotation. Atemu nyame baby sa. Nyame kwa se ma ye money din basa basa. Just you use the Bible anyhow for politics. A Christopher you. Then VAT flat rate. Muntie biemu. Etie for muntie me. Number 14, replace the 17.5% VAT NHIL with a flat rate of 3% for traders. Meanwhile, the title of the table 10 is taxes reduced or abolished.
Yes.
So if you replace 17.5 VAT with a 3% VAT flat rate, have you abolished VAT or have you reduced it?
It's a reduction, no?
It's not a reduction. The 3% VAT flat rate, no kwama VAT retailers etuano, any businesses etuano akosoro. Obi a wutie mi bia Google. AGI, Association of Ghana Industries, complain about 3% VAT rate. Almost say almost calculate here, e be 18.5, 19%. Worse than the 17.5 na no butiano. AGI, check. So how is that a reduction? In some of Kenya, look, the Abanwe were introduced to taxes more than 20. Dr. Kobo say on first time, or introduced to taxes. Oko, what I read it, Bawomia a year, you will be making some of these mistakes. So I will I'll be charitable. I won't say certain things. But Oko, my first time, you increase VAT by 5%. Because you made Get Fund, which is 2.5%, Get Fund levy, and NHIL, which is 2.5%, you made them straight taxes. Meaning, say, the businessman now, I want to be deductible. So it increased VAT by 5%. AGI, all of them. Guta, they've all complained about it. Special import levy of 2%, you know. Most crap for 1%, you know. 2%, you know. Now was saying ended 2017. More extended from 2017 to 2020. My sounds why extended from 2020 to 2024. It is in Bawumia's speech. Doesn't that make it a new tax? National Fiscal Stabilization Levy, 5%. Now was ended 2017. More extended from 2017 to 2020. My sounds why extended from 2020 to 2024. Is that not a new tax? Why are you sitting on Asempa saying say my first time for new taxes are mad? My first time na mu increase communication service tax by 50% from 6% to 9%. Obi meboa, and later you withdrew it. I am my first time na mu the luxury vehicle tax by na TFI car, baller car, kwa mo say luxury car, mo 1,500 to 3,000.
mo
sika na ma ne dia mo kire beto Ghana for so wie demonstration after demonstration and mo ka say mo ye free mo first time and a 3% VAT rate ya retailers e kan wasem ye buy 5 tax measures within their first term. Second term yi mo the COVID levy aba mienu COVID levy of 1% on NHIL Ghana ni bia woto ade a VAT da so bia wutua. COVID levy on VAT flat rate mo the VAT flat rate na 3% akọ 4 yet Bawumia is still living quoting 3. Now it is 4. Obi, do you know that?
COVID levy?
No, the VAT flat rate of 3% is no longer 3%. It is now 4%.
Yeah, because of the additional
COVID levy. So if Bawumia is speaking in 2020, why is he talking about 3%? You see, he doesn't even have his facts. Obi. VAT, the only government, what to say? Yarea ababe says ni penyuma. Amama ya hodo so wo manfo ase so nyuma ase no. Obi de sa yarea na sanso tax ne nkrofoda. What the African country be? What the COVID levy aba nukrum. Abrochire kwa what be? Say yarea na ababe say wo dwumenti e wo sa aban boa so mu. Me sanso I say obi si HIV abati meji HIV tax. Meji malaria tax. COVID ni yarea. Aban ne se muntua COVID tax. 1% on NHIL, 1% on VAT ye nyina yetua. Afi we nko abiem. Energy sector levy for from aba 20 pesos on every liter of diesel and petrol. Obi meboa. Energy sector levy for 18 pesos on every kilogram of LPG. Meboa. Energy sector levy no energy sector levy no boiler tax sanitation levy. Ghana beto ho. What when we buy on the boiler to atu petrol so. Why? You are talking about taxation, moving us from taxation to production, and then move free Ghana for your hurry and Nikosro. Obi, taxes on fuel, existing taxes on mobile to ya or matum bungu.
Ekosiisen On
Mrs. Me will watch more than 20. Almost 5% financial sector cleanup tax am I? 5%. And on non-chain, Esla, Omoka say a tax banza and Mahama Diabaso di Bikum Ghana for Omobom Bichemuno, Omuntu 30%. And from Kusia wa and ye Bosnia, and a Ghana for a wasn't Yutua sa tax for 5 years. Per President Mahama Ban Shishayano, and ye 15 years. Anna. Special petroleum tax would be 41 pesos, 46 pesos, an increase of 11%. Fuel market margin, what to be 67% from 3 pesos to 5 pesos. Boss margin, 3 pesos, so they are called 9 pesos, which is 200% increase. Price stabilization and recovery levy that petrol diesel, so what to move 40% from 10 pesos to 12 pesos for petrol, and then from 14 pesos to 16 pesos for diesel. No, the first one is for diesel, the second one is for petrol. Primary distribution margin until recently, what to move 25% from 8 to 10. Look at all these tax increases. And you are saying that you have moved up from taxation to production. Why, Dr. Kuboy? I don't know how much yes, sir. Just a more boy as I saw a bride soon. You won't say, and I must also that I say my baby. Obi, why have we been declining on the World Bank's ease of doing business index? Is it not because of high tax payments? High tax payments. And now check you be away here there port. Now import duty with you. Now check it. Me wabako ha. Check import duty no 740 something thousand. The taxes alone 3 million Ghana cedis, 30 billion. Are taxes lower than they were in 2016? What are you talking about? Then this thing he said about inflation. Tama ansa na ban we beba no na mpompon so anyama bo kosoro Ghana no na ekoso ntete na 15.4%. Okoboy we dey why are there? We twache on master. Because Bawumia speech ni no say 17.5%. Have you read it? Me, I've read this speech twice. So all the figures are in my head. Also, Koboy are contradicting. No, on the Uditra, your own communicators will contradict you. Now 15.4 no oko any inflation rate there and the inflation rate is 15.7. Obi mewa. And that inflation rate when what they call breso sa system and they calculate inflation now. This inflation rate will be more than 20%. And that is why you don't compare inflation rate now to inflation rates
on Asempa
under Mahama. No economist will do that. Obi, Dominic, it's here. I won't check it. I printed the paper, but documents in the doors. Just Google Ghana's inflation rebased by Ghana Statistical Service. Ghana Statistical Service cautions against inflation comparison. Read it. Ebema, Google it, you will get it. Because in 2018, baskets, they calculate inflation, your friend CPI. No? Because inflation, enyema binum bo. Na sa nyema na ye calculating, yes, san, edi baby beka ho. And unti, so what say, Akufo-Addo address inflation 15.7. It doesn't mean say a mama address 15.7. Because the basis for the denominator has changed. It is much lower now because the denominator of that fraction ababa yekese. Obi, are you getting me? Because nyema na yejina ne bo so calculate inflation adoso. This is basic economics. So inflation now is what they call Mahama times ni mua. More than 20%. So why is it that Ghana Statistical Service say Mahama inflation and Akufo-Addo inflation ye calculating it differently into any year comparison? Obi Google ye unwe. Why is Bawumia comparing inflation rates and doing statistical averages based on different inflation rates? You're calculating differently. Economists ben yes sir. Economists ben and they compare 5-year statistical averages to 4-year statistical averages. Me anya say me time Dr. Bawumia. But depending can okra
relative to
depreciation. All these indices are yeah. Depreciation, interest rates, lending rates.
But depreciation they were in 5 years. It was 2
years, okay. But for interest rates, for deficit, or your average 2017 to 2021. And or they compare Mahama 2013 to 2016. But at 2013 to 2016, you're 4 years. 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 4. Then you compare 2017 to 2021, which is 5 years. Who does that? We have been in power for 8 years. If you want to compare statistical averages, take our 5-year record and compare 5 years to 5 years. Why do you compare Obi Adia achievable in 4 years to what they are achievable in 5 years? So all the analysis he has done flawed. Nina Sobia in economics. Even a first-year economics student will not make that mistake.
Asempa FM.
And Obi, and there was who now will be present. One can be presented Akufo-Addo economic record. Also will be presented the state of the economy. If you are going to talk about the state of the economy, you cannot use averages. That is also basic. Because an average, over a period of time. What am I say? It's you see who Ghana sika sem de jina. Ene di enti ama ya ba be jina wo. Na kwa use 2017, 2018, 2019. And then wabon kono. I see the depreciation here about 15%. Bloomberg say 20%. You want to use 2017 more than 1 hour to come and make up for that? That means say you are not interested in the state of the nation, state of the economy today. You are looking at the state of the economy over a period. And Ghana need be anywhere against Adian.
Because the portions you read, he gave 6 reasons, as you read, why in the first quarter.
No, that was in the first quarter. But when he was doing the
average to compare,
or you saw 2017 to 2021.
Yes.
And I'm saying, number one, you are using 5 years, comparing 5 years achievement to 4 years. And you haram, especially at the time when in Kremonima party said Dr. Bawumia, fasting.
Asempa FM.
So be yes, sir. And a number 2, so no, obi utie me. Also, we present the state of the economy. You are not giving us a certain you can say duration being aware analysis. So why are you using statistical averages over a long period of time? Master never $1 over 2019 rates and now 2017 rates. All those percentages are irrelevant. Over $1 net 7 cedis 80 pesos. Some weeks ago now bet on 8 cedis 80 pesos. Regardless of what the rate was in 2015 or 2016 or 2017. And now we got petrol. And now we petrol gallon back 45 to 50 Ghana cedis. Those percentages over a period of time are not necessary. The driver nini when say Mahama wo no na we petrol gallon back 16 Ghana. Wo wa ba betina komia so. Enfie num and na Russia and Ukraine talk on about sinukra no top petrol gallon 33 Ghana, which is an increase of more than 100% before that war. More than 100%. And after the war,
Obi,
Mr. Where they want more notice via last time
you have to be wrapping up for me. What can more than 50
minutes? Notice, no. Obi.
Wrap up for me. But even on the point you just made, would you be fair to him when in his intro or set the parameters for his lecture and made the point say or say after this lecture we would understand other than I'll admit where there are challenges and hopefully we would all live
really
here
the wrong place
with a better understand about the state of the economy, where we have come from, where we are now, and where we are headed. In your settings,
what was the title of the speech? State of the economy. And I'm saying that statistical averages over a period of time will paint a certain picture for you for that period.
Absolutely.
Not the current state of the economy. That's basic. And I'm saying that if you want to also do analysis, compare one period to the other, do 5 years and 5 years. That is what economics.
Or 4 years and
4 years. That's, and Obi, am I wrong?
No.
Then Obi, meanwhile, and yeah, factories. I know quite the Dr. Bawumia. What speech ni mu. They want to be defending now one can because what is the way Dr. Bawumia one. Dr. Bawumia say.
You end in 1 minute.
Oh, there be Obi won't be nyame.
1 minute.
Dr. Bawumia say.
1 minute.
Aban we have factories here, baby, and aban have 104 factories. Almost 104 factories. Obi a intro.
Other than intro.
Ghana bako se mu aban we ni aban ya won see one factory. What do factory bena Bawumia say aban we yesi no bo ba kuma me oko mama time bo
okas aban we
yesi me ma free time factory ba na say Dr. Bawumia nka say aban aboa ama ankwankura si factory ana ankwankura mo factory dada o matere o factory mu o say aban we yesi factory 104 read it, I've read it and I make actual it will be si factory 1 when kasa preko na ye o factory nana factories say wo ebi anyiri chance abeje mfi na ye mo factories no President Mahama see 5 factories from scratch. Elmina fish processing plant, Bupe Shell Nut factory, Commander Sugar factory, Kumasi Shoe factory, El Tuabo gas factory.
Kumasi Shoe factory built from scratch. That cannot be.
No good. It was not working.
But it was not built from scratch.
Oh, at least.
But the same thing you are criticizing them now. Say factories be on the dormant. No, reviving.
Oh, okay. Me from my 4. Oh, my 4. Maybe they menyan so branch. Meet you. What's we mean? Dr. Bawumia nka wana aban we yesi. And on nanche no. Say yeah factory back on a Tuabo gas processing plant in Kwano. And you worth $1 billion. Enunti ene Ghana ya yenya gas a yade power ya nyina mahoden. Enunti Ghana sad factory niti e save Ghana sika 300 million Ghana cedis afibia. Ekosiise the value a yenya from one factory. Mo factories na mabwa ma ankrankra ya mo say 104 no including Casapreco no. What are they producing? Export by catch me. What is the volume of pineapple juice and coffee juice? Dollar sign a debre o mine. What is the net effect of that on the economy? And a factories are aban bi bo aban bi mane ya obi ye wo more mo say my 104 obi me be ma list way time intimi the bejaw. Then you can probe it. You see this list is a list of 140 factories. John Mahama time and Ankran crazy because John Mahama buying under Edith. Emma or Mobusia.
You mean all these within 4 years?
Yes. Avnash. Yes. Avnash rice processing factory in the Wosirimuno. I produce 30% of Ghana ye demand of rice. John Mahama Breso. My memory be at Systems Ghana Limited Processing. SG Sustainable Oil Ghana Limited, World Clothing Company, Emenek Oil Limited. They are here. Caltech Ventures Limited. So many of these factories, 140.
And they are all in operation as we speak.
And finally, Obi. This argument about allowances and all that. Ekosiise On Asempa. It's mobile radio so admit right now for 6 months in Yentua Wonka. National Service for 3 months in Yentua Wonka. Contractor for buying the Omoka over 8 billion Ghana. Common fund muntua. Health insurance claims kwa fini muntua ye. Obi. Common fund mo de leap mo bro wesika muntua. Mo the new syllabus curriculum about basic schools. 3 years in no textbooks. Secondary schools, John Mahama no secondary schools free elective subjects, textbooks. In the midst of all these hardships, contractor for be create stroke wu obetena was economy ne. Then finally obi
Sami finally we had also Ekosiise say hi Asempa FM ma tobo
Asempa FM.
Ekosiise say hi Asempa FM. Dr. Bernardo Koboy would have his turn. Meba sisia Sami tobo nya botre. Meba
10 bet sports bet in them. Now I cross to Ghana. Brabeka Verno Abra Yama wa Kensia jump pimpin. Jackpots, free bets are anywhere. Boosted odds and in Yakika who bebre. Chow betting is here. What 10bet.com.gh. 10 bet for the better. Gaming Commission of Ghana at Jenkratoya Tum. Pucha Susu and Yama will be on the field to watch it.
Ekosiise On Asempa FM.
Yes, pion, nia junior mwachile.
Pia watera.
Yes.
Na, si a mehwehwe mpo woni bi.
Mi woni nyine.
Mehwehwe say cool.
Na die ni say cool.
Say cool natural mineral water ye nsu project a Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Aye CSIR Water Research Institute. Aye enye na kra. Sa wonomo a womiri mu jo form na enye kama.
Na ehe na menye bi.
Ko say cool natural mineral water for asiye wonankese Ningo kufodia suhu kwantempon so say eye sachet bottle eno no wo size nyina bi entifra won wo 02690314110 ana baby a woton su bia wo benya bi say cool natural mineral water
absolutely refreshing.
FD ahwehwe say adwade nkra to yi mu agya to mu say eye.
Get digi with it. Get digi with it. On your mark, ready, set, let's go. CV, G Mobile, USSD, Young Co. Star 924 hash. Funk of the go. Smartphone no, young phone no. Ever fire money transfer. For 3 hour water bill. For 3 hour light bill. Factor credit. Star 924 hash. You deserve it. Let's go. Get digi with it. Star 924 hash. Get digi with it.
CBG is empowering you to get digi with CBG Mobile. Simply dial star 924 hash and get digi with it.
CBG, we stand with you.
Fifi like kumakanya tax. Ayo za koma ba dia ho tax la fishi afi kena la. La bobwe.
Nyata pe manato. Va la bobwe azon. Fifi ya magadaga na kan bayata ye matengu hiu. Amolegbe mazozo. Anwo chi azon.
Ka konya tax ya pa nyako.
Afi magaglo na be makana tax solo.
Jifa nya da di tang nya na kaka go han.
Da di magatangu. Tax yo mi khana. Ye jiruru asana dzana mi apa shoro nwie. Gatona to duko haro.
Oh, nyamanya olo. Doko khona mapanka kabli bakata. Dana ba ye na GRA doba.
Afi manyanu ye ji mo. Fakpere mianchi. Tax maka nyama. Anu vai ho ho.
How wo tax le online le gadjarupa alo le wo fumji le deka wo ma nyata to duko wa yingo.
Love.
I love you so much, and I will love you like no one has before. Will you marry me?
Hatred.
Look at Anna, she's always doing well.
Envy.
I want to be in a fairy tale too.
Betrayal.
Yana, what are you doing?
Ekosiise On Asempa
Yana
FM.
takes her sister Anna's identity out of envy. Anna is back to fight for what rightfully belongs to her. Will Anna succeed? Catch the drama, twist and turns. Ruby Ring, coming soon on Joy Prime.
Joy Prime, the ultimate experience.
Freshman capsules, a one memon pomudin, fresh cool capsules, a yema kuku,
fresh lady capsules, a woman maumutsia or mufichukum.
Name or pinful or buy one more menu for now for that when if you do me no come home. 0243 559 319.
FD associate Judge and Crack to
Asempa FM.
Fresh products. Hashtag Bobra.
Asempa biaba. Upesika akostati ejuma bi. Uhia bosia atre udwadie mu. Woye government ana private worker ohia sika de ate hot bi so. Woye busumi ejuma ohia scan tempa bi so. Eni na quick credit be ma obosia mo atwa ne kakra. Eye collateral free loan na susu savings account opening ni deposit BRNim. De hia ne se woye Ghana ni na wo Ghana card. Se wanye ejuma afi we mu de kodia na wo na upe o excuse BRNim. For quick credit it was 0302 200 390 and 0596 920-833. Number fufro biara frewa enye quick credit. Shenen so say quick credit and loan ewo internet so. Inti shena obiara andada. Bank of Ghana amomu dwedie ho kwan na kai say nhyehyɛ da ho.
Quick credit. Lending made simple.
Hey, you're the up and coming landlord. Who then yes where you?
Kwame, edan mi wie yo. Aka roofing and a ceiling. Na me contractor non so say. Me fani nyina enkodan rocksters. Wonso wo kromo pa, wo dwen ho sen.
The contractor no nim ne ekọ. Ghana ha de e ba no quality metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard and POP ceiling dia. Eye rocksters. Enfie bebre ni na rocksters. E di roofing sheet papa ne ho aka de asum Ghana for.
Enka yesi ya no mu die nso ebo.
Eni adufudi achi na nkotọ de bone ne Sunda Fre 0544 338041. Say metal trusses, roofing sheet, plasterboard and POP cylinder. Fre Rocksters na won chawuntum.
Abnenie, Mami okuta chirme postronko.
I've been blessed with 3 beautiful daughters.
We seen bose, obetutu ne mama mi enseni na brabo. Manesi si ye wo bibiare mu.
If you want to live in poverty without making something of yourself, you can do that. But I will not allow you drag your sisters with you. Never.
Shodoa emu ohye, oyechre ne akomatie wo eno. Sign Showmax edi abenimu. Sign it up. Na hwe eno wo showmax.com. Na wonso sepe wo hu bi. Mu hia nhyehyeye bia o.
Love. I love you so much, and I will love you like no one has before. Will you marry me?
Hatred.
Look at Anna. She's always doing well.
Envy.
I want to be in a fairy tale too.
Betrayal.
Yana, what are you doing?
Yana takes her sister Anna's identity out of envy. Anna is back to fight for what rightfully belongs to her. Will Anna succeed? Catch the drama, twists and turns. Ruby Ring, coming soon on Joy Prime.
Joy Prime, the ultimate experience.
Asempa, Asempa, Upa Asempetia. Radio Mupa Odem 94.7 Asempa FM. Oh yeah, do papa.
Ekosiisen On Asempa FM.
Everywhere you are, Asempa FM. Everywhere you go, Asempa, hey, Asempa, hey. All talk all day.
.7 Asempa FM. So ne Ekosiisen dwumadi no asogo so awotie no. Just in the dying members of our show. Na ene mene Dr. Okoboy and a lawyer Sami Jemfi and a Edin Komo ene. We are reviewing Baumia Speaks on the Economy. Meko Dr. Bernard Okoboy ho. But before that, there is this announcement. I was saying with the chem Emma Mwadofo no mutie me. Me pamochel munshanen so MIN say Otainom Bell Beverages product and on product also really. I mean our Tamarinda, Bell Cola, Puka, Big Boss, Squeeze, Breeze, Bell Malt and more. The more Kenyan say Oto one bottles ni bi wonum wi a label ebo ho no why. Unya 20 labels a fashion envelope na true within no contact go actually. Bell Beverages depot bi akone koja wo ho. And voila, you stand a chance of winning fantastic prizes in the Bell Chill and Win monthly draws, which will be announced on TV, radio, and social media. Prizes and doors, your home furniture sets, your appliances, home appliances, your hampers of Bell product, shopping vouchers, and the grand prize of a Kia Picanto in the final raffle draw. The more envelopes you drop, the more your chances of winning. In the Bomodine Shannon, so MIA. Say in the Bell Chill and Win promo, everyone is a winner. For more info, call 0544 335 800 and follow Bell Beverages on all our social media platforms. T's and C's apply. Bell Beverages, refreshing the nation. This ad is FDA approved. Doc, say why ready? Let's roll. Same nyabotre. I'll come to you. Wait. Me bow hotobo. My doc again.
Because honorable Muntakase was sending me a message.
Trouble. Mema Okwan. In the catch honorable Muntakase, Ubenya time.
Let him say.
Oh yes.
Let him say what?
Me invite Okuboy several times. Obi. Tama ate yibokro no.
Yes.
I declare wanted no. And ye nyanche no fanen court of to prison. But on your crofona.
He was.
So can you say my bonnet? But ye nyan senzame my breachy fiscal kind of saying responsibility act. By exceeding budget deficit of 5%. But Honorable Muntakane can Haruna do some chimney in parliament, you know, yen chimney, you know, Minya Bonibiana. We kept on, Obiube Kaya, Honorable Dungo on this station and several other stations, Honorable Ato Folsom, Honorable Setekpe, and even John Mahama. Yakasa about figures or more cookie. So I say, some deficits now more declare no and yet accurate. And pampa cover the buy amoko IMF se moko akwaji sika no. E what the mudi tra ye be fine munti no. Mo figures. Mo say 2019 deficit no. 7.5, 2018 7%. So enye ye kra mo na ma confirm no kra no. So if after you have now accepted the truth and you have disclosed it to the IMF, you come to deliver a lecture in 2022, 2 years after, and you quote the false figures now or pedo even before COVID-19 now. Ya expose upe wow documents are there IMF. You come and repeat it. Then your defense is that ye nyan cheme, ye nyan punish finance minister. That is no defense. The day of reckoning and accountability for Ken Oforiatta will come because crime has no expiry.
Onim say Sebi obi oya accountant area bia of expertise na say na omo yomo juma. Now there are ways of reporting. Into na Osha accounting, they have types of reporting or structure. I reporting. Like I said, I was following this particular. Standardized reporting. Now, okay, say on a Joy News, my sister station, almost show be on
news file.
And this in we would say, oh, IMF for no crowd for much here. Say that control and an IMF. Nipo ye juma with IMF.
The country director.
Okay, say the finance minister can intro, and that. The reporting one report no ye chiomo mo they had no issues with omujitum say sika ye ko tua sa SS capacity charges President John Dramani Mahama any it for no say be omo call into those agreements no and no it will be below the line she say ye from be kan ye deficit would say sika ye di because ye dia say be tua to solve a problem and again sika ye di tua and Crawford Musika banks and Niaman Kabema will be and Crawford over 4.6 million or Musika best shit, he says, and at JM time DKM Niama, young Jeshia and Kofoska Shieno, Sasika 25 billion plus the other year SS of capacity, it will be under the line. And the IMF Nipadi can say they are aware of that reporting. And to say a fiscal deficit, under 5 they don't see it as lies. This came from the IMF country director. And the Argentina still sebi minyo sa metina akase satanya no tantro if the IMF director no kran kamu kom miskoti no mudi no ba asem obayi na no kase de ke ni ye no eni ade aye won no munim sebi wan kase sa aska no abantu aye but mun nyina agi to mu say there was a reason why Kane was doing that and omun su ti ase say sika obetu ya utu to solve a problem. If it shows up in your deficit, say it has a way of affecting your integrity and credibility as a government. And that's why the IMF, after all the back and forth, country director can say, well, accept it. Obi, me you Sami Jefi. See, you can't say you abolish 17 taxes. Now you bois a one item pay identity because one
item on 10.
Okay, good. No problem. Obi, who send a Sebi? Ghana ni o tie yen ti sami pa kire say if me the tax be ba na e bia ye free tax no e bia obi tax na me the two car so me the two jani so me the two shoes so me the two fuel so because the near back no only one tax. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, it is one tax.
Now o di asem we e catch any pa o tie obi show na o hia wa hwe me ba o pa kire say John Dramani Mahama o di VAT 5% etu real estate too. Are the same VAT NHIL or the two friend is saying financial services to Obi. No, only one tax because they are the same. Then I will say me pato. On say mu yesi a my politicians e won chire Nkofo ka say we try to be smart. Nipa wako transacting business. Ghana Commercial Bank. What transfer 20,000. I attain 17.5%. As nipa na wa import a draw from wako to a draw ya importing from Abroche. 17.5 also. Ekufo-Addo aban tax no on financial services, VAT, NHIL. No, say you free imported medicine. So, submit na say man can say I 2 taxes. Now only 1 tax. They know say.
But if they still VAT.
Obi, no. You see, my point is that for the consumer,
okay.
Once you've taken it from that item now, you've brought relief to the person.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Relief
Obi, yes, Obi. But of course,
on Asempa
Obi, you are doing law. Sabi, you're a lawyer. Why is it that when they print text before judges, they give both literal and started, they go for purposive? Why do they tell you of what the thing means, Obi? No, Obi, let's be frank. Obi, but Omnia Kacha will say, I taxes about 17. While listing items, no one can say, 5 if they are not 10, no more the same. Why do you do that? When you do that, you make life difficult for both yourself and myself. People think we are funny. Let's be straight with the Ghanaian. Obi, excess capacity charges. Now, conveniently, no, my own say, NDC, they say, some of you class captain, because what some say point, Obia, the Ayejuma, Matia say, Obia say, you be a question. And I can say, to your IPPs, you know, scandal was only about less than 1 billion. Ebanisena, Dr. Baumianka say, it's about 7.1 billion. Yes, sir. Obi, the same speech, the same budget, I can't, you know. Osei, Mr. Speaker, these significant macro fiscal gains were achieved in spite of having paid 12 billion in excess capacity charges, which we inherited in 2017 and have kept the lights on. Settled substantial part of the 11 billion outstanding arrears bequeathed to us and abolished 17.
Obi, this was I think it's something Ken sent to. Let me get the exact.
Exactly. On the expenditure in advance of appropriation.
Say again. No. Some of the people listening have sent it to me.
Yes.
Obi, you have the hands up.
Maybe. Let me get. Where the 2021 expenditure in advance of appropriation.
Yes.
For January to March 2021.
Yeah.
And this was submitted on Wednesday, 28th October 2020.
Yes.
Ken Oforiatta, Minister for Finance, on the authority of His Excellency the President. And we also transforming Ghana beyond it. That's the theme of this presentation. And Okawo, point number 12, say, Mr. Speaker, these significant macro fiscal gains were achieved in spite of having paid 12 billion Ghana cedis in excess energy capacity charges, which we inherited in 2017 and have kept the light on. Settled substantial part of the 11 billion Ghana cedis outstanding arrears bequeathed to us. Abolished
Ekosiisen
excess
On
near
Asempa
one. Point number 1 there on excess. That be 12 billion.
So where is the 17?
12 billion in excess energy capacity charges. We inherited in 2017. Osei, this was presented to Parliament Wednesday, 28th October 2020.
Obi.
2020.
Yes. What the parliamentary hands that now? 2021.
Yes.
Check.
Obi. Yes, the one I read out earlier.
Obi.
Yes.
Oh, Sammy, Sammy, please. Sammy, don't do this. I've spoken for peace. Sammy, no, please. Please. I beg
when
you.
I come back to you,
yes,
you can address that.
Obi. Obi. Now only Bibi. Obi. Sika. Ye the bar parliament. There are some figures, they are dynamic, they don't stay at one place. So finance minister at a point, a reporting on payments are why any payment of a report, a payment, in fact, a buying African controller, Obi. Nami tie deputy minister, finance, Kuma, Emma can say, you pay money to IPPs, but as part of reducing the excess capacity charges, there are renegotiations we're also doing. There are now what is this? Why are you doing that?
Why?
there are payments you make, and you necessarily scar out an IPP for the power they've generated, but as part of the rearrangement or agreements, and all can say all payments, including even judgment debts, are already Sebi companies are power producers. Ebi awu jai use and awu tiomu and awu cancel agreements. All those payments also are part of the the total amount that will be stated for excess capacity charges. And now what is suspect is that the first figure that was reported, the amount breakdown, it can be for power generated, and that once the figure being mentioned by Dr. Baumia is more, it can include all those.
So to settle this, I think we need a breakdown
of the
17.
But why you do?
Of the 17 billion.
I'm coming. I'm not finished. Oh, please, Obi.
Yes, and
Obi, you know what? Look, Obi, Mesrel, Tie. Obi, Obia, Sebio Fachemi. Why ye abaye jumada?
Yeah.
And all ye private business. Nejumana adrum pempe so.
Ekosiisen On Asempa FM.
Ti demikano. Say ye be hwemu na ye ma first reporter. Obi. Ye will be a friend reconciliation. Obi. Anytime you are dealing with figures, you are going to a source, taking figures from there. There is a key exercise we refer to reconciliation. What reconciliation tells you is that discrepancy in figures does not necessarily mean that there is malice, unless there is a mistake. Please, why are you doing this, Obi? Obi, Vice President Baumia in the office, yenye payments or Obi, Baumia office yenye payments or Baumia office yenye yen sign yen committee are buying figures about Baumia mentioned all came from government sources, most of it from finance. Obi, and see, if Baumia turned out over 1,000 figures and you've seen one or two, they are not. They're on the surface. That's why they have what they call on the surface. They are not like what has been reported before. No? If you call him a liar, it means that you yourself, you are prejudiced already. Because, please, I'm coming. Obi, please. I know you're a politician. I know where you come from. When you call Baumia a liar, because a figure he has mentioned is different from one that Ken has mentioned, I understand where you're coming from. But Obia, and politics. No, yes. And I say, Nipa Diabo Bonia. First, you always say, Mahu, a discrepancy. Can it be accounted for or can it be reconciled? Okay. Obi, but what I say? Oh, please. You see,
Ubusai, but you had who place value judgment way
exactly. Obi, please. Obi, we're starting here equation to show say Baumia is not credible, and all these figures have been added to the equation to show say this is a liar. But the point I'm making is that when a man is churning out 1,000 figures from a source, and there are one or two that are not on the surface agreeing with the previous source, it is not surprising if you have worked in government sectors or private sectors before. And it is only fresh managers who start to indict their predecessors because they saw some figures that they don't agree with. You first must go through some motions. When it cannot be reconciled and there is evidence that the discrepancy you see was either manufactured or it is due to a wrong, that is when you lay value. Please, I'm coming. Obi, the same speech Dr. Baumia showed say Ghana buying, we have spent 5.3 billion on the free SHS since 2017. Dr. Baumia, 0.472 billion on one district, one factory. Planting for food and jobs, 2.95 billion. All these figures, and yet no office, and no free, they came from finance. Are these also false? Obi, so when a man churns out 1,000 figures and 998 are on the surface, okay, and 2 are wrong, and you are running the whole world with the 2, it means you have a problem. It's a man you are prejudiced against. And I'm not surprised, because when you meet Barcelona, those times, now he has moved, you will go for Messi. It is a man who is the biggest threat to your fortunes that you attack. And that explains all this Baumia attack. But I continue to say that the single most important resource for this country in the next 10, 15 years is Dr. Mahmoud Brahma. The single most important resource, Obi. Bank accounts, Obi. Yes. Obi, please. Obi. Now who's that? Obi. Oh, please. Oh, Obi. Please, Obi. I would repeat it. going into Ghana's future.
Okay.
The single most important resource for us is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Human resource, you mean?
Yes. Now remember, a human resource is more valuable than what is in the ground. Obi, now only Obi bank account. Samisi. Now Bawumia use bank account. And to Momo account is not the same. Again, Obi. Enti na Momo yellow, mo yellow or yellow. You see, you want to discuss who person can say man in your credible because Okokaso be a bank account. But they say Momo account will be anya. Now Momo.
No, be anya Momo account.
When I mention 100%, exactly.
But no,
okay, it's not 100%. Yes. It's not. But the point Bawumia made, which I say is true, is that almost everybody in this country, largely over 90%, have been roped into Momo. Now, Obi, forgive me, say, Obi, Onim Bibi. Presec no boami pa. You know, it's not only Ghana now. Last time it said, now Komia Kase GSTS is takradi. That's regional dominance. Now it said Bimusu Kase Ghana Prempe. I'm talking about sub-region in West Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa. The number one school now is Presby Boys, and you can check with West Africa. Obi, Presby Boys no boami. Presby Boys no. Emma Brofono, they did breakdown for us. Do you know that they have what they call food banks?
Food banks.
Have you heard of a food bank?
Yes.
In that context, you know what the bank tells you? Is it money in a bank?
No.
The bank tells you that it's a collection of items.
That's why it is qualified as
Please.
a food bank.
Yes.
A bank is
please, Obi. It is because you have an aggregation of currency in that particular account. That's why we call it a bank account. The bank then means it's an aggregation of what? Currency. Sika. Now, Momo, then Momo. Momo, no. Oh, please. I'm saying,
Sammy. Manen Casanue.
Obi.
Now school at the St. James Seminary. Maninue.
Obi.
School, Papa.
Obi. So Momo is a name MTN inherited, which is mobile money. Refers MOMO. That's they call Momo. But when you have a wallet where your money currency is in electronic, it's an account. It's a bank, of course.
It's not a bank account.
All right.
It is not a traditional bank.
Exactly.
When we are talking about
Obi.
bank accounts.
Oh, no.
It is not a traditional bank
Obi,
account.
have you realized that Dr. Bawumia can be so calm under both provocation and kasa? So I don't know who is teaching him, but I'm following my leader. I want to see JM's character reflected in him. Unless, okay, Majao. Obi, World Investment Report by UNCTAD.
Okay.
2019, the number one destination for foreign direct investment in West Africa. 2019 before COVID struck was Ghana.
Yeah, that's true.
Now Sebi to be the number one destination. Ebakwa. Now your Maya Chichi and Namaye. Now Obi, from taxation to production. If you are taxing more and you are shrinking the productive sector, it will reflect in your GDP. It will start to shrink. How are we growing? From 2017, JM's growth was 3.5. It shrank from about 14% in 2012 when we discovered oil. About from Sebi Ghana na growth air cost recover. COVID never a growth in Chiriki Obi. And now Kasai growth among also 2021 about 5%. The point I'm making is that once there's more economic activity, Papa de catch Obi say Obi oton wache. ABA was stadium. I am called football stadium. A combedino. Or shall Obecas or bread. But a year do any bombing or bread. But it's because of this year. And now I have be a stadium. No, watch a business a bed. A best attack. Now, Obi. VW. Obi. VW. Yeah, Kasai VW. Uhu Polo and now Ghana, they were made in Ghana here. Now you see, it's good. You see, Obi, Sami Kase, how many people do they employ? Who do you employ? Some who employ the whole Ghana 100 pay. But do you know the greater value it brings? Obi, you employ some who employ only 2. But let me show Sami the greater value it brings. The greater value is that Obi, because it was imported here, Ukotoa importation duty say what car from America. Because it was imported here, when the price of freight contain a costura, it will not affect you because it is being assembled in your country. Because it is imported here, Obi, they have something they call current account balance. Current account balance, say dollar udi kranimaba versus dollar unya from your exports. Obi, because you can buy the polo here, polo, you buy it in cedis. COVID has taught us. COVID actually say the more we rely on ourselves, the Ghana beyond it, the more we rely on ourselves. If our shoe is produced in Ghana, the coffee I drink in the morning, Kekeli coffee, Obi, try that coffee. It's the best coffee in the world. Coffee. Yes. All my coffee, my coffee now were imported until I discovered Kekeli. Oh, now my money will not go to Next Coffee in Switzerland or in Germany. It is going to Kekeli. They are producing the Volta region. It's the best coffee in the world. You know what it means? Because I'm consuming that coffee. Even if prices go up in Europe and container goes up, it will not affect it. The lesson is that this agenda of producing what we use here is the surest way to ensuring stability and security in this country. And that is what the Kufuor government is doing. And now, you know what it means? Series. From South Africa, you have saved yourself from investing series. Obi, last Sammy, last now,
Sammy, Obi, allow him to finish. Oh yeah,
Obi. Obi, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the most important resource for this country going into the next 2 decades. Obi. Oh, please, Obi. Oh, please. Obi.
Sammy. That's how you've made that point already. So let him talk. But he will still make his point. So let him finish. Obi, your microphone is off. Don't worry, your microphone is off. Sammy, the microphone is off. Obi, how many Ghanaians? What? Busa Sammy Natare say made in Ghana.
Yes, Harmony Trends.
Yes. Oh,
Sammy, you are being disruptive.
Obi, no, but entire be saying I was seeing na share to help build the economy. I have the number, mama.
Obi,
we are producing cars in Ghana.
Mr. Ghana, Obi, Mr. Ghana for Ampa, Dr. Koboy, Obi, Dr. Koboy, fuel a filling me tank. Na me to 300. Ampano bo akoso. Then I buy about 500.
What is so?
Obi.
No, now him the car. I was going to the car there.
Obi. 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 Mesre Ghana for. Almost in Nema boy di ayampa. Me phone akoso. Obi. Sika na eya medima me yire auditor na waka me say enso akoso. But point I'm person mean yen say wo anokra ni ahobrasem no petrol sebi enye ni nyina na ye wa ye koto wa brochi the otoma en ebo kosro a sebi yentimi emma ebo no emfriso enti
you want him to speak so it is
Obi
or what
but umani we anke we ama ho so anya time as you do this yes. No time na akọ na eko
Obi ena ampa Obi apart from ebo na etimi kosro abrochi no yes, the news and a no esutimi air affect fuel prices. Enti se say a Nyakupa dom parliament omaye bakun omatimi pass 11 no amasa ehun na ebo omo abroche no abafom. Enti obia utie me hwa se na city no adwane se aye den abafom. E na abroche de se be fuel price de yentimi enche se na beko. Ba hunhye arohyemi e wo mu se aban we bebo modin akoso aye sure say ye be the efe no social protection uko hospital aban we be sure say NHIS ni yejuma Obi aban we be sure say uba no qualify for SHS still be tu aka no aban we be sure say sky be mo ye nyina awondin power no ye ma ye nso generator se na jomama ye eno ye se be ma ejuma bebre agu ye be bomodin ama nema we nyina agina kama na ye koye nim no ye nyina be baako na ye de oman no asi ni nice.
Fantastic. Dr. Bernardo Koboy and the training kano Same 1 minute a day pa na officer oka
yen control international market price of oil in tea Ghana aban se yentua to bi ma oman no your friend of price stabilization and recovery levy auto diesel 1 liter bia utua tax 14 pesos auto petrol 1 liter bia utua sa tax no 16 pesos na by we buy wajeje taxes no ebro 3 billion in the last 5 years 3 billion cedis na but ayenti a yetua sa to ne say tie din no price stabilization and recovery levy sa manse dwa so bo of fan wo kosora e wo se Ekosiise sa to na yetua manage to ho no ete bo no so na ye hutimi hin han ye sika bebre ba ban na je no adenti na on fa bi nso ya sene ebo no cost ro amansan dwa so no obi say ko do be $130 and na above from below $110 meboa adan na buy nte so ebiem se petro bo cost ro amansan dwa so a
na aban nte so ebo ne ma
67 pesos. Is that commensurate with a reduction of 130 eba less than $110?
But you did not acknowledge that reduction. No say I didn't buy.
Na sister the send the item did na in 1 year what to petrol gallon need diesel gallon mu me say 1 year 3 months what to 15 Ghana cedis na better so went me anyi 1 cedi kura mfi so na wo teso per gallon 67 pesos. You are insulting our sensibilities. Ebiem se fa ngo bo koso wa mansen dwa so a enche se Ghana ye luzu o de ye koto de begu ye ka mu yusu de ye enwuma ne de bo be ye den but the odoma kuma nya me de a che a ye tu de kwa ma no ne koton no eno so sika ye nya firi mu no be ye den e be kosoro 2022 we aban susu se enka oil sika wanya ye be $62 per barrel ye de na ye be kwakoto na ma no ne no ene bo na kosoro atwam $100 enti sika anka asomman ye rere se ye benya firi oil mu no ye nya no mo
Ekosiisen On Asempa FM.
Oba tan ya wo fie ahokyera ba wo ma ekomode won be wo wadwuma mu akatua pay no yatum be say 100%. Obi ada na wo sere yatum it is win for profit. Obi me kasa na ye ode eja kasa na ye me de me kasa na ye ode win for profit of about 100%. Why can't you use that to cushion win for no na de
even no Sam I'm coming you know
Win for no come from airport